Hello,
Hello.
hello. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
Is our sound on?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. It said it
Hopefully.
was muted, so.
Yeah, it went away. I think it was a little
Okay.
bit delayed, but welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Chris. And as you can see, we've got some better lighting. We finally got one of those
Yay!
ring lights. My beard is still doing some funny things with the background, but I don't think that's lighting. That's just my fuzzy beard. So we'll just have to have my the background blurry just a little bit when it comes
That's
to my
okay.
my hair. Last week I was doing funny things with Courtney's hair, and part
Mhm.
of her forehead was off. But these virtual backgrounds are fun and very handy. But we're glad to be back this week, and we're so glad that you all can hear us. Verdana, thanks for confirming that.
Yes.
Last week we had a little power outage during this, like a minor flicker. So hopefully we don't have any issues with our internet or
Yeah,
power.
but that day, like the power went out like 3 or 4 times randomly.
Yeah,
So
so it
it
hasn't done
hasn't
that
done that
recently.
since. So hopefully we're good.
Yes. Hi, Devin. Welcome. We've got Devin on YouTube.
Hello.
And we got Naomi, and of course, our usual Radina. We've got lots of regulars.
Lorena.
Let us know if you are new. We've got Lodell here as well on Instagram. So we're just very, very glad. We've got lots of our friends on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I think Devin is a new name that I don't think I've recognized from
Mm-mm.
YouTube. So thank you for joining us. We're super excited about this week. It's one we've talked about in the past, a very long time ago. I think right when we
It's literally
first,
been over a year.
yeah, one of our first sessions for this, we discussed this, and we do touch base on parts of it. There's lots of overlap, and lots of times that we need reminders,
Hmm.
ourselves included.
Yes.
And us doing this as a reminder is good for us, but hopefully everyone else will find this very handy. So if you would like to introduce our topic this week.
Yes, tonight we're talking about movements for every stage of your journey, not just beginners, not just, been on your journey for years and years, but just everyone, like movement that anyone and everyone can do no matter what stage of your journey
Mhm.
you're at.
And instead of journey, also, whatever body
Yeah.
capabilities you have, there are some people that are not able to do some movements just because their bodies aren't able to do those things anymore. But yes, Devin says he's been a member for a while, but took a break, and now they're back. Yes. Those moments when you take a break and you come back sometimes are really big moments in your life. So we're glad to have you back on the healthy journey. But we also just YouTube is fairly new for us. But if you need to go back to any of our previous ones, they're all on YouTube. The more recent ones, like within the past like 3 or 4 months,
Yeah.
going forward, they're all on there. But if you want to go back even older, you can go to the Apple podcast or Spotify podcast and listen to those there. There's also several podcasts from some of the other coaches with Healthy
Yes.
if you want to take a look at
And they're
and
all
listen to
really good
those.
listens.
Yes, Delicia is a really, really good coach too. So she's our backup. Sometimes she comes and does our Tuesday night lives. She's got some really awesome stuff
Yep.
on the podcast too. So keep an eye out or ear out for
Yep.
some of those if you want to listen to those. But we will get started on
Dive
our
right
movement.
in. Yeah.
Yes, one of the things that we wanted to mention is there's lots of low impact and easier things. 'Cause, when we first started our journey, we weren't capable of doing some of
Mm-mm.
these things we do now.
Yes, absolutely. And there's also people that literally can't, like, if you're in a wheelchair, you can't do a walk. You can't do, some of these other things, but there are things that you can do,
Hmm.
no matter what your capabilities are. One thing that we did was we started with the Walk at Home series.
Hmm.
And that is for if you are able to walk. Very low impact, very easy. And before you know it, like some of those videos, like you'll do like a whole like 3 miles without even realizing it. And
Hmm.
she incorporates things like your arms and things of that nature to kind of get your heart rate going. But it's very low impact, like whatever pace you want. She has modifications if you can't do them. It's a really good
Yeah,
one.
Leslie Sansone is very entertaining and very
Mhm.
educational. So we never got bored, even with repeating some of her videos. She's got a lot of videos available on YouTube, available for free. Hi, Shelley, glad to have you here. We're doing fantastic. But yes, she was really engaging. And very low impact. Especially at our height, our heaviest. I was 455 pounds.
Mhm.
It was just hard to get out and get going. Also, at the start of our journey, 5 or so years ago, it was the height of COVID,
Yeah.
so we couldn't go to the gym, and we didn't like going outside at that point just because of our advanced weight. But they were perfect and it was free. A lot of that stuff was free,
Mhm.
and there are other videos available on YouTube too. But it was really easy to get going
Yes.
and lots of fun.
Also, if you cannot, like I mentioned, if you're not able to walk, if you just don't, if you're just don't have the ability, like sometimes you just can't get up and move your body.
Hmm.
There are lots of couch workouts that you can do literally sitting on a couch,
Hmm.
sitting down anywhere in a chair. If you are in a wheelchair, so many sitting down workouts that work your arms or, just work other parts of your body if you're not able to. There are exercises you can do on the bed. And also, one thing that we did early on as well, when gyms did open back up, was swimming.
Hmm.
Swimming, almost anyone can do. And it's very low impact. It's very, very like you burn a lot of calories swimming. I cannot swim, but I would get in there and I would walk laps back and forth, even though I can't swim.
Hmm.
And that right there was still burning lots of calories, but it was very low impact. And I've said if I get pregnant again, that's probably going to be my main form of exercise, is just walking back and forth in the pool, because it's very low impact and it doesn't feel like it's fun. It does not feel like a workout.
Hmm. Absolutely. And also just mentioned before that any movement is better, and then also just dial up the movement just a little bit.
Mhm.
And slow and steady wins the race. We're not. We mentioned multiple times. You didn't gain all this weight at
Yeah.
once. You're not going to lose it at once. And it's going to take a good bit in training slowly to be able to do more than you could.
Yes, if you are just starting out, remember that you are just starting out. Like some people, like I mean, just try to do 5 minutes a day if you're just now starting out, and then work up. We did not like now we did like a 3 mile hike today. We did not do that initially.
No.
I could barely walk for 10 minutes. So like just because someone's doing more than you does not mean your activity does not count and does not matter. Do what you can if you're just starting out, or even if you're advanced. Do what you can. Do 5 minutes more than you did yesterday.
Hmm.
Just make a goal for yourself. Don't sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna get 10,000 steps a day if you're only getting 2,000 a day. Just try to do a little bit more than yesterday.
Yeah, you can't jump from doing 2,000 steps a day to 10,000 steps a day. So just
Mhm.
like you can't go from doing 10 minutes of exercise to doing like 2 minutes, 2 hours of exercise every day.
Yes, and one thing with all of that, do not compare your activity or your movement to other people's.
Hmm.
I on Instagram, I share my step tracker for accountability, and I get messages all the time like, "Oh my goodness, I can't do 12,000 steps a day. I can't," because like most of mine range from like 10 to 13,000 steps a day.
Hmm.
Sometimes less, sometimes more. But I get messages all the time of people being like, "How do you do it, y'all? I'm chasing kids around all day long."
Hmm. It's pretty easy
Literally.
to get steps when you're chasing
Yes,
kids.
like, but some of you have like Chris has a desk job. I'll get home and have like 8 or 9,000 steps after my work day, and he's like, I have 2,000. He has a desk job. Do not compare your activity to other people, because one, you don't know what those people are doing.
Hmm.
I mean, even when I was almost 400 pounds, I was still doing almost 10,000 steps a day because of my job.
Hmm.
So don't compare what you're doing to other people, because you don't know what their daily activity looks like.
Hmm.
And also don't compare yourself feeling like you're so much better just because someone's only doing like 5 or 10 minutes. Because
Hmm.
again, you don't know what their daily activity is like. Maybe that's all they can fit in.
Hmm. Yeah, and when we first started our journey,
Hi, mom.
and Courtney's journey started a little easier because she was more active. She was chasing after kids. So I felt like a wimp because she could do 30 minutes on the elliptical, and I could barely do 5 minutes on the elliptical at first, just because our daily life is different.
Hmm.
And now I could do, if I wanted to, 45 minutes or an
Now he
hour
now he
on the
can do
elliptical.
like faster and longer than
Oh
me.
yes.
So
Yeah, first starting off, I felt inferior because I couldn't do as much as
mhm.
Courtney. But your body is different. Our lifestyles were different. She was still chasing after kids. Her cardiovascular system was, in general, a little bit more healthier than mine to begin with. And then we've caught up, and we've gotten quite a bit even there. So don't, like she said, don't compare your abilities or somebody else's abilities to yours. You compare yourself to yesterday's self, and go from there.
Yes, absolutely. I love what you just said. Compare yourself to yesterday's self. Don't compare yourself to anyone but yourself. Try to do more than you did yesterday. Like I said, even if you're whether you're beginning or advanced, because the thing is, and it's the thing that kind of is a little frustrating. You always are gonna have to do more.
Hmm.
Um,
It
like
gets harder and
it
harder
gets harder and
sometimes.
harder, and in order to get your heart rate up to do these things, you will have to do more. Even if you're doing, even if you're on this thing for 10 years.
Hmm.
That's one reason I like strength training, because I can do more without it feeling like a lot more, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. Like I can up my weights by 5 pounds, but it doesn't feel like, I'm doing an extra like 30 minutes of cardio or something
Yeah.
like that.
Because for me, when I was at my highest doing 30 minutes of cardio, I could burn 500 or 600
Hi,
calories.
Linda.
And now that I'm down 120 pounds, and also my heart is a lot healthier. 30 minutes on the treadmill, I have to push myself to even sometimes get to 3 or 400.
Mhm.
So the lower weight you are, also the less calories you're going to burn. So you do have to kind of up the
Mhm.
ante a little bit.
Yes. And Jody, I like what Jody said because it actually brings one of my next points. She said she gets 12,000 steps just using the under the desk elliptical when she watches YouTube, podcast, or reads. That's actually one thing I was going to say. If you have a desk job, a walking pad or an under desk elliptical are amazing.
Or at the very least, I've got a standing desk
Or a standing desk.
so that I
And
cannot be sick.
fun fact, some jobs will pay for you to have a standing desk. If
Mhm.
you tell them you want that for health reasons, they will actually pay for you to have that.
Mhm.
So something worth looking into. I want to say one of his past jobs would have, he doesn't work there anymore,
Mhm.
but they would have if he would have said it, but but some jobs will pay for that. So but yes, walking pad, elliptical, like the under desk ellipticals, a standing desk where you can just walk in place, or even just standing. You burn more calories standing than you do by sitting.
Yeah, I'll tell you, most days, if I do not stand at while I'm working at my desk, halfway through the day, I probably only burned 200 calories. But if I stand up for like an hour or two during my day, by the time I get off, I can already be at 500 or 600 calories before I even get my workout.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, so just being up and movement. Sometimes for me, I don't do like a lot of steps. I like to sway
Mm-hmm.
and kind of move back and forth, and just physically being up gets my heart moving a little bit more than just sitting there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, our cat's making some weird noises over there. But yes, and another thing with that I wanted to point out is the whole 10,000 steps a day thing. Just do what
Is a
you
myth.
can.
Yeah.
We have a whole podcast on why 10,000 steps is, it does help your health. It is great for you. However, like we said, just try to do more than you did yesterday. If you're only getting 2,000 steps, try to do 2,300 today.
Mhm.
If you're only getting, if you're getting 9,000 steps, try to do 9,400, 95, just try to do a little bit more. We love step bets because it forces us to do a little bit more than we have been doing. It takes your average from a certain amount of time and it gives you a goal based off of that average. And your goal is a little bit more than you've been doing. And we love that. But with that being said, just get what you can. Like if you get 15,000 steps a day, that is incredible. But if you're only able to get 3,000, do what you can do.
Yep, increase about 500. And Joy, welcome.
Hi.
She said that she's down a pound from yesterday, so
Yay!
congratulations.
Good
Joy
job.
is a master at hula hooping.
Hula hooping. I was actually going to talk about that.
Hula hooping is going to be one of the things we'll talk about for our activity, and she kills it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a hula hooping page, and she posts a lot of encouragement on there. So thank you, Joy, for sharing that encouragement with lots of other people. It really takes a village to help keep motivated. It's hard. It's hard to keep this going. We've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, but also with that, if you have people, like if you make a page like Joy did, you have people are like looking to see if you're going to do it or not, and it creates great accountability.
Absolutely. Courtney's daily step, and she does daily weigh-in sometimes, and that really helps you keep the accountability. But I really also, we mentioned step bet earlier. Step bet is a financial, we bet a piece, $60 a piece. We're not gonna want to lose 120
I'm not about to lose that money, so I'm gonna be getting my steps.
So if I look at my watch and I don't have all my steps in, you best believe I'll be watching a place while I watch a little bit of TV while I'm winding down in the evening.
Yeah, he really does.
Because I'm not losing money.
So also we mentioned that we were going to be talking about movement at all stages of your journey. So one thing at all stages, sometimes you just need to switch it up. Sometimes like we will switch, like we'll do like elliptical for like months and then we'll get bored of that. And then we will switch to the treadmill. Then we'll get bored of that. Then, you just sometimes have to switch things up.
And I'm a bit of a masochist, so occasionally I go for the Stairmaster.
Can't do it.
And those are really, really interesting.
I
But
have bad knees, and it's rough.
yeah, but I can get on there, and it was rough at first, but I worked my way up, and I can be on the stairmaster for an hour.
Mhm.
And those are really I haven't done that in a long time. And now that I'm doing more strength training, I'm not struggling to find my groove. So I pretty much do strength training and treadmill most of the time. But yeah,
Yes, but with switching it up, it's about finding something you enjoy. If you don't enjoy working out, you're not gonna want to do it.
hmm
Find something you like, whether it be dancing or swimming or walking or strength training, whatever it is. Zumba, I think that's kind of like dancing, but whatever. Find what you like and switch it up sometimes if you need to. Because doing this thing for years and years, sometimes things gets boring, honestly. Like,
hmm
not trying to be discouraging, but sometimes it gets boring. So sometimes, if you've been on this health journey for 5, 6, 7 years, sometimes you just need to switch it up. Give
hmm
your body something, and sometimes it'll work different parts of your body. And you'll be like, whoa, I didn't even realize I hadn't been working those parts of my body. So switch it up. Find things that you love that you can do for extended periods of time.
Oh, wow, Jody on Instagram mentioned that Fitness has a recumbent stepper where you sit down.
Ah,
And I have never heard of those. So that sounds definitely interesting. That might be helpful for someone who has knee problems.
yeah.
But that's really, really awesome. But do things that are fun, like today we went on a hike.
Mhm.
Being on the treadmill is all great. I love being on a treadmill in the air conditioning with the fan blowing on my
Watching
face.
a TV show.
I'm watching a TV show. But there's something about if you're able to, getting in the great outdoors
Uh-huh.
and where the ground is not even, and you're kind of going up and down in all these types of things. And that adds a lot of complexity and helps get your heart rate moving more than we were probably going slower on the hike
And
than
my
we
heart
were
rate
on the
was getting up
treadmill.
there.
But we did really great. Also, we have a membership at a trampoline park, and
Yes.
our kid loves that. But it's great
Yes.
cardio.
And it's fun.
It is a lot of fun. We're really sore. Sometimes even before we leave the park, our calves will be on fire, but it's also a really good core workout. So you don't have to do the traditional
Yeah, you don't
working
have
out.
to go to a gym and just be like, oh, I'm going to the gym, working out. Like, there's so many other things you can do, especially like I said, if you have been on this journey for a long time, sometimes you need to switch it up.
hmm
Trampoline park is a big thing. I've seen people actually say that they got a membership to the trampoline park just for their work, like they go there to work out,
hmm
and that's what they do. Somebody mentioned to me that like 5 minutes on a trampoline, that this, I don't know, it's some sort of science behind it, is equal to like 30 minutes of running or something, 5 or 10 minutes, something like that.
hmm
So that's really interesting. But find
Skating
things that are
also
fun.
is
Skating.
really good.
I can't skate. I can't do anything, y'all. I can't ride a bike. I can't swim. I can't skate.
I can't roller skate. I used to be able to rollerblade. That's a little easier because you only have to kind of keep your balance left and right. With the
Hmm.
regular roller skates, for me, it has a tendency to flip out from underneath
Oh
me
yeah.
or in the back. But all kinds of stuff and switch it up. It's fall break here where we are. So Courtney's off work, Catherine's off work. I decided to take off work.
It's
So
been great.
we're jam packing our week with lots of physical activity because it's fun. It's
Hmm.
something we can do together.
Something our
It's
daughter can do.
free for the most part. All the stuff that we're doing. So we went on a hike today up in the mountains. We had a picnic. We brought our food up there. We're going to the trampoline park because we have memberships to that. There's also a farm that's
We
not
have
very far from
passes to
here.
already.
A season pass. There's going to be lots of activity. They have a corn that we went there. And the first time we went to the corn maze, we walked for a mile before we finally got out of the corn maze. I tracked it on my Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and it was quite interesting, and I got a lot of activity, and it's just super fun. And we're doing, yes, Mother, Kathleen doesn't work, but technically her work is school. We talk about that. Um, Joy mentions the audio. Our audio is glitching a little bit, so if it's looking like a sadly dubbed TV show or movie.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's just Joy. I'm not sure. Hopefully, we're not out of sync like that. Jody on Instagram mentioned she has a mini trampoline. That she saw at Walmart. That is also really good. You don't have to get one of those big expensive trampolines.
Yeah.
You can get a personal size one.
And that's another thing I was going to talk about with movement. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can find free things. Um, so, walking is free. YouTube videos free. I mean, I guess you need to pay for the internet, but what I'm saying is it does not have to be expensive to move your body, to get movement in, to get activity in. Find things that are free, cheap, You don't have to have a gym membership. You can even just like work, each payday, buy cheap dumbbells. And then, you can slowly get more and more.
And
But it'd
a
be
lot of
cheaper.
body weight is
Hmm.
really good. You can go on YouTube and the internet and search for a lot of body weight exercises. They give you examples. Pilates, yoga,
Hmm.
a lot of those things don't require equipment.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So all those things are really, really good
Hmm.
options to keep you moving. Easy, cheap. Um, it can also be varying levels of difficulty in this. So you can start off light. I like Pilates. The first time I did Pilates, I felt like I wasn't beforehand was in shape, and then afterwards it did not go so well.
That's funny.
Yes. So Pilates can be
I
quite
don't know if I've ever done
challenging.
Pilates.
Hmm. Yeah, I did Pilates in college just
Oh,
a little bit
I've
and
never done it.
didn't care for it.
Yes. But the whole point is to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself more than you did yesterday. Whether you do an hour of exercise every day or 10 minutes, challenge yourself to do more than you did yesterday. All activity counts. Don't let anybody make you feel like just because you do 2,500 steps a day that it doesn't count just because it's not 10,000. Everything counts and everything matters. The point is you're doing what you know you can do, and that's what matters.
Mhm. Absolutely. And just challenge yourself to keep going and then do more than you did yesterday. Just like what you say, we can't compare ourselves to other people. Um, Compare yourself to your past self and just do a little bit more than you
Yep.
did beforehand.
What he said.
Absolutely. And also just don't get discouraged with your progress.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of where you're at and kind of get lost and it's really difficult sometimes. And Courtney has a saying, and I'm pretty sure
I
she
was
knows.
literally just about to say
Yep,
it.
we're in sync, like the
Like
band.
the band.
But if you want to go ahead and share your
um,
saying,
Consistency over motivation.
mhm,
Even if you don't have the motivation, do it. Do something. And sometimes when we don't have motivation, our workouts are awful. Like they are just the worst workouts we've had. But we still move our bodies. We
mhm.
still did something. So be consistent even when you're not motivated, and it will bring the motivation back eventually.
And then have yourself a good friends that bring you
Yes.
motivation. Because Joy, for example, she's really active on our podcast. But we have a chat with her, and the other day we were just mentioning we did not want to go to the gym. We didn't feel like working out,
Mm-mm.
but she encouraged me to go, and then afterwards. Actually, that was probably one of the best workouts in a while. And so I texted Joy. I was like, we went to the gym, worked out, and it was actually phenomenal. Thanks
Mhm.
for the motivation. So have somebody who will motivate you and push you forward, like our good friend Joy.
Yes, or also if you just need a workout buddy, find somebody to go work out with you. If I'm not feeling it, Chris is usually feeling it. If he's not feeling it, I'm usually like, we're gonna go. I
Mhm.
have a friend that got a membership to the same gym as us, and sometimes we'll be like, okay, we're gonna go. So get someone that can go with you for that accountability as well.
Yes, and as Linda says on Facebook, just do it.
Yep.
Just do it. And just remember the reason why you're doing this. Remember where you were, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago.
Hmm.
You don't want to undo all that. So just keep going. And regardless of whether you continue to lose weight, I mentioned this before. Sometimes it is just a struggle for me to lose any weight, but just keep going. Keeping going is going to keep me healthier, regardless of whether that
Yep.
weight continues to come up, which thankfully it is. You're still we talked about this with the steps. Every movement, every day you're going through this journey, every day that you're getting activity and you're watching what you're eating, and you're getting healthy, you're reducing your risks for a
Hmm.
lot of weight related diseases and disorders.
Yep.
Shelly is also using an infinity hoop now, and that is amazing. I think that Joy is also her hula hooping is the infinity hoop. I think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
I think, but those are really awesome. And let us know how you like the infinity hoop because Joy seems to love it.
Hmm.
Um, been contemplating that too, but just keep going and we'll go from there. And now we're running a little bit low on time, so let's go ahead and talk about this recipe. I
Yes.
cannot wait
Now it's
till we
making me
have.
want to make it again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the stuff
Today.
this weekend to make it next week. So it is
Yes.
delicious.
Yes, this is Doritos casserole. Can you make it big so I can
Oh
read it?
yes, sorry. Doritos casserole. Doritos in a healthy dish. Yes, please.
Yes. So this is, you need a pound of cooked chicken breast. We typically will either use a rotisserie chicken, or we'll throw our chicken in the crock pot and just let it cook all day, and then take it out, shred it, and use it in the casserole. But a pound of cooked chicken breast, half a cup of fat-free Greek yogurt, plain, two and a fourth cups, basically a can of Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies, a cup of shredded fat-free cheddar cheese, a cup of low sodium black beans, 4 ounces of Doritos. I forget how many cups that's equal to, but you can just weigh them out. Um, 1 and a fourth cups, um, basically a can of the 98% fat-free cream of chicken soup, an ounce, which is 1 packet of taco seasoning, and 6 sprays of Pam to spray on
On the pan to keep it
the
from
Pam.
sticking.
Yep.
And just going back to the Doritos, 4 ounces is basically a 4 serving split amongst 6 servings in the whole dish. So that helps you have something that's typically not
Mhm.
healthy, make it delicious. Portion
Yep.
size is great.
Yes. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Spread, shred or dice your chicken. If you're using rotisserie, just pull it all apart. Mix everything together except for the Doritos. Crush the Doritos and add half of that into your mixture and mix it together. Add it onto a sprayed 9 by 13 inch pan. Top with the remaining crushed Doritos and bake for 25 to 30 minutes. It's divine. It's so good. It does not taste healthified, but it is. And this is just the normal, regular old Doritos, but you can use whatever kind you
I
want.
like the baked Doritos
Like the
would be a little bit
normal,
more
yeah,
healthier.
yeah.
But any Doritos or any
Or
chips
any
for that matter,
chips,
really.
really. Yeah, because there's actually a chicken chip casserole I'm going to be making soon.
Mhm.
Anyways, which I might actually have to share on here. But this makes 6 servings, between 5 and 9 bites, 359 calories, 36.6 grams of protein.
All right, night Joy. She's heading out for the night, and we're wrapping up anyway. But
And also, if you are on the carb conscious, the keto plan, you can use Quest nacho cheese chips in replacement for the Doritos.
oh,
It would up the protein,
it would.
it would bring down the carbs significantly.
As
So,
it is, there's 36.6 grams of protein
mhm.
in 1 serving of this, which is phenomenal.
Yep. So,
So delicious, very delicious. I'm glad you came with us, Joy. Also on Instagram, Karen mentioned she uses an Infinity Hoop, so lots of our friends are using an Infinity Hoops. So those are amazing to get those in there. I cannot wait now that we've shared this recipe. We haven't had this in a while, so we
no, it's
definitely are
actually
going
been a
to
very long time since.
need to make it again. But if any of you all make this recipe or have made something similar, and let us know in the comments. But we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. We're gonna keep active this week with our daughter for the rest of fall break. But I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, guys.
Bye.